What up, world? What up, world? Back again. It is the Country Rap Report. Yours truly, Vic XL. Before we get into it, please do me a favor. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you smash up that like button. Make sure you set that notification bell. That way you'll know anytime we drop content. And make sure if you like the content, share it with the friends. Sharing is caring, especially when we're talking about this independent music. And remember, the Country Rap Report, we are your number one source of country rap music. All right, when you're watching the Country Rap Report, you're gonna always get one of four things when you're watching our episodes. You're gonna get the best in reactions in country rap music. You'll get the best in reviews when me and myself, Chief, get together and we break down the videos, the bars, the scenery, everything about the videos and the music. You're also going to get the best in country rap hot topics, or you're going to get the best in exclusive artist interviews. On today's episode, you're going to get an exclusive artist interview, and we are moving deeper into the genre of country rap because we also want to get some of the movers and shakers and some of the upcoming acts in the genre of country music. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Country Rap Report, Mr. Shayden Adams. What's going on, Shayden?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Man, it's just a amazing day. I couldn't ask for more, man. We had beautiful weather, a little windy, but beautiful weather. How about you, man?
It's been a day, man. It's been raining off and on, a little heavier than I like to admit, but other than that, it's been a pretty good day, man. I can't complain.
All right. I always like to start the show off by saying, welcome to the Country Rap Report. I'm extremely humbled to have you here. Um, it's an honor and a blessing for you to be here, for you to be giving me this time to get to know you, and also our listeners and our family to get to know you as well. So thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for
All right,
having me.
man. Let's take. I like to call these interviews walks. I don't. They're not interviews. They're walks. I like to feel like we're walking down the street, getting to know the person we're talking to. And when it's over, I like the viewers, the listeners, to feel like they know that individual, and we didn't leave any rock unturned. So
Yes, sir.
let's take a walk. Let's take a walk.
Okay.
First
Um.
question I ask every single solitary person is, where is Shay? I don't say where is Shayden Adams from, but where is Shayden Adams from?
Well, first to start off, I was born in Twiggs County, Georgia, about 30 miles up from where I'm living now. I lived there up until I was about 10, 11 years old. Then I moved out here to Bibb County, and I've been here ever since. Living and doing what you see before you right here.
Okay. Did you say Twiggs County?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I ain't gonna lie. I don't live far from you, and I've never been to Twiggs County, but I always say if there's any town that says country, Twiggs County says country.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This it's nothing. You don't have a lot of city people out there, man. All it is nothing but woods and hollers for miles, man. All it
Okay.
is.
So first and foremost, what was it like going from Twiggs County to Bibb County, which is the former capital of Atlanta? I
It
mean,
was
the former capital of Georgia, because before Atlanta was the capital of Georgia, actually Macon, Georgia was the capital of Georgia years ago, even before I was born. But what was it like moving from Twiggs to Macon? Because there's still got to be some type of culture shock.
it was going from being to where you ain't got to worry about anybody being near you, or you can walk outside and shoot a gun or scream or whatever you wanted to, and not have to worry about somebody calling the law on you, or getting a noise complaint. Going from that type of surrounding to going out to the country, you go outside and you say one wrong thing, you're gonna have 10, 20 people on you at all times. You can't scream outside. You can't say yeehaw or anything like that without somebody looking at you weird or anything like that, man. That was a real big change and everything like that. I wish I could honestly go back to it.
Okay. So you enjoy the country living a little more than the city living.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right. What was your childhood like? What was the household like? Brothers, sisters, mother, father? What was the Adams family household like?
Well, really like a ordinary household. Mom and dad both worked. My dad was a if you ever heard of a place called Smiley's, his little flea market out here on
Mhm.
Hawkinsville Road, he used to sell pets all the time. So that's really what he did. He sold anywhere from rabbits all the way up to snakes to dogs and cats. Man, he had it. If you wanted it, he had it. Mom was a teacher. She's still teaching, going on 14, 15 years now. And my sister, she does what she does. I don't really see that much of her from because she's working so much. But it was really like an ordinary, basic, family. We worked, and then we came home. That was really all it was.
All right, now I ain't gonna lie. I've seen the pet man at Smiley's before. I probably had no clue that was your dad. Does he still be at Smiley's?
He passed away last year in 22.
I'm sorry to hear that. My condolences.
It's all good, man. It was hard, but you gotta keep going, pushing forward, man.
Okay. Being that your dad, let's talk about your dad a little bit. Being that your dad was the pet man,
Hmm.
what is how do you feel about animals and pets, rabbits and snakes and all that? Like, how do you feel about animals? Are you animal lover?
So you got to be careful the way you put. There's a difference between an animal and a pet.
Okay. 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 Well, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
um, it didn't really bother me, really. I mean, I was used to him bringing home snakes every once in a while,
Mhm.
rabbits, everything. If like I said, if he had it, he was always gonna bring it home to show it off.
Okay.
And the way that our house was out in Twigs, we had our house and 5 other shops. One of those shops was a snake house, and it was nothing but pythons, anacondas, rattlesnakes, rat snakes, cottonmouths, corn snakes, anything you named it. If you named a snake, he had it. And it would go from rabbits to ducks to turkeys to dang chickens to just any animal you thought if you wanted it, he could get his hands on it. And it was kind of weird waking up every day and you see this new critter just running around the yard like, oh hey, how'd you get here?
Dang. That's hey, that's a trip though. That's a trip. That's a trip. Do you have any pets now?
I do not. Since my dad passed away, we kind of let go of all of our animals and
Okay.
everything like that.
Okay. Okay. Um, let's talk about music in the household. Did you grow up in a musical family? Was it always music going?
Not really. Not really. I mean, if you want to be technical, the only time that we ever heard music was when we were in the car playing the radio, and it was
Okay.
always the country music, like the old, like. So if I was with my mom, it would be like the new kind of like modern country. But if I was with my grandma, my mimi, my papa, it was always the Gene Watson, the Hank Williams Jr., the Willie Nelson, the Patsy Cline, Travis Tritt type of country. And that's really what I grew up on, was that old type of country.
Okay. So you're from that old school era. You're from that guitar picking, snuff, tobacco dipping, from the soul country.
Yes, sir.
So, at what point, growing up around the country music and growing up around the legends and the greats, that they're the traditional sound of country music, at what point did you realize this was something you want to do or could even fathom doing?
I think it's when uh I've got one memory with my pawpaw. We were all sitting in the truck and my cousin had pulled up with a guitar, an old acoustic style guitar, and he started strumming and everything. And I loved learning about that type of stuff. And I was watching him and I was like, dang, this is fascinating. And growing up, I went home and I was looking into more of it and everything, and I was learning what all it took to be, what all singers did, how it came, how you made a beat, how you made a song, how you wrote, what went into writing a song and everything like that. And just growing up and watching that, it kind of like inspired me to want to do it. But then when I hit 16, 17, I kind of lost that motivation and that inspiration to do it. Well, when I turned 18 and I graduated high school, I had moved to Ellijay, Georgia with the girl that I was with for a long time. and going through a breakup, you kind of get so many emotions flowing through you, and you don't know how to let them go. Well, my brother Wesley, he has a studio, and he's like, dude, what is wrong with you? Like, what's wrong? And I told him, he's like, dude, why don't you just let it out on a mic? Like, just let it out on lyrics on a mic, man. And we did a Rascal Flat remix.
Okay.
What hurts the most, and I rewrote all those words and kept the hook in the chorus, and I rewrote the main verse and the verse too, and I made that song. That was the first time that I knew I wanted to do country music. I wanted to do singing for a job if I could, growing up in the time. And with me being 21, I feel like I have enough time to make that a reality.
Okay. 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 So let's go back. 18 years old,
Hmm.
graduate from high school, and you make that grown man step to move in with your girlfriend.
Hmm.
What was that transition like? Like, why not go to college? Why not pick up a trade? What first of all, what encouraged you to do that? How'd your parents feel about it? And how hard was that for you?
It was a big transition. I never lived anywhere else but with my parents, so to have to go from living under their roof to having rules to living under my own roof with another person to not having their rules but having my own set of rules, it was kind of different. Excuse me. I had to learn how to do stuff on my own. I had to learn what right and wrong really meant at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it wasn't that bad of a transition. I can honestly say living with somebody else taught me how to be a man that I am, that you see before you today and that you talk to. Um, I knew what responsibility and what respect and morals were. I learned that real quick, and I learned how to appreciate what you had at said point.
Okay, no doubt.
Um, and the other aspect of things, uh, it wasn't really it wasn't really a challenge to go from that type of standpoint, but I think I can honestly say we weren't the type of couple that you would hear arguing every Saturday and then going on church Sunday and acting like everything was fine.
Okay, okay. How long did you guys date?
2.5 years.
Okay,
Two and a half.
was I'm sure because you mentioned your brother Wesley. Um, how hard, in your own words, how hard was the breakup for you, and how life altering was that? Because that's a lot. 2.5 years. Like, talk a little bit about the breakup if you don't mind, and how life altering was it.
All right, so so how do you want me to put this? Do you want me to go into detail, or how you want me
It's
to do
your,
this?
hey, we just walking down the street, Shayden. It's your story, man. Hey, it's just, hey, it's 5,000 people gonna watch it. So, hey, whatever you want the world to know, let them know. Hey,
All
because I
right.
ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I've been divorced. I've been through breakup. So I know how life altering it is. And I ain't gonna lie, when I went through my breakup, my divorce, bro, I was in a cloud for about 120 days. I couldn't even get it together. And I've been through it more than once. I've only been through one divorce, but I've been through a couple serious relationships with breakups. And it was very, very hard for me. And really, it was like a setback. It was like I lost a piece of me, and it was hard to motivate myself. Now I wasn't gonna harm myself or anything, but it was like I lost a major part of me.
I feel that. Um, I think after the breakup, so let's see. I went to work, and then I kept getting a bad feeling in my stomach that she was doing something behind my back. She went and cheated on me. So after I found that out, I had left work. I had went home, and I told her, I said, "Hey, I'm coming to pack my stuff out. I'm leaving." And she asked me why, and I said, "Because you cheated on me. I got proof." Well, she didn't even hesitate to even deny it. So I was like, "All right." I'm like, you're not even the one at this point." So I got home, and I found my stuff in trash bags and my suitcase outside in the grass.
What?
Yeah. Well, it was my mom's bag that I was using. And this girl had went and put all my clothes in there and sprayed my mama's bag with shaving cream. Like sprayed, it was an Eddie Bauer bag. And she had sprayed that whole bag with nothing but shaving cream and soap and everything like that. And I was like, dang, come on, man. So I leave, and I'm like, hey, mom, I'm on the way. Brianna just cheated on me. I'm leaving. I'm coming home. So I went home, and just driving those 4 hours back to the house, I'm like, damn, this really just happened. Like, this really just happened. And just sitting back and thinking about it, I'm like, was 2 years worth it, or did that just go down the drain? Because I felt deceived. I felt let down. I felt like I had a black hole in my heart. Like,
Absolutely.
because being with somebody, living with somebody for 2 years, and seeing that person every day, seeing that person every day, waking up with that person every day, cooking with that person every day, like you had like a bond, like it's something that you were like inseparable. And now it just like that, you don't know what to do. You tend to find stuff. You tend to find stuff to fill that void. And I could never find anything to fill that void. Piggybacking off of that, going to Wesley, he was like, dude, come on, like come to the house. At that time and point, my stress lever wasn't vaping, it wasn't smoking, it was drinking. I would get wasted, crazy, like crazy wasted. And Wesley was like, dude, you need to stop. Like, this is not the brother that I know. Like, this is not the brother I know and I love and everything. I'm like, dude, I know, but you got to realize look what I just went through. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, dude, Mike's right there. Here's a pen and paper. Go. I feel like that made me learn a lot about myself and how to be a better man and what to look for and what not to look for in a relationship standpoint.
No doubt. No doubt. So shout out, first of all, shout out to Wesley. Shout out to Wesley for being there and offering you comfort, offering you an alternative. Man, because we need people like that in our lives, whether it's family, friends. We need people who have our best interests at heart. So we're gonna say major shout out to Wesley, and then we're gonna say gas face. You're too young to know what the gas face is, but gas face is something we used to do when we was a kid. When we get upset, we be like gas gas face to her for taking you through that. We're not gonna give her no more shine. So
No.
after you did the Rascal Flats,
Hmm.
and you was able to channel some of that,
Hmm.
when did it click? Like, hey man, I ain't half bad.
I think after getting all that stress and that irritability out and all that like that big headedness out, like I have to sit back and let this like be a thing in my life. I think after putting that on a mic and on a track, I'm like, dude, this is like something I need to do. Like I felt this is something I needed to do. And I'm like, dude, I asked Wes, I was like, dude, can you help me do this? And he's like, if you want to do it, like you absolutely want to take this and drive with it, I will help you do it. I've been doing this country music stuff for 5 years
Okay.
since that day. And that day was August, no, 4 years. It was August 20th, 2020. Was that when that first song came out? And then I came out with a 3-song EP called Saving Shayden, because that's when I was doing terrible stuff, like really terrible stuff, drinking, drugs, everything like that. I think I was doing that, and I came out with that EP called Saving Shayden with my buddy Matt Tang, rest in peace, Matt Tang. Um, Came out with that 3-song EP, then came out with a song with Wesley called Trying to Live, and then came out with a 3-song EP you hear now, Drink the Pain Away, Come Back Home, Hit Rewind.
Okay.
Been doing this since 2020. Been doing this almost for 5 years.
Okay. Let's go back to because you said Matt Tang.
Yes, sir.
Was that a writing partner, singing partner? What was his contributions to the EP?
He So, a little story about Matt. He had just got out of doing 7 years in the penitentiary. So he was all while he was in the pen, he was writing music every day in his cell, like writing rap verses and stuff. Because he was a rapper, he wasn't a singer.
Okay.
And he was over at my buddy Peyton's house, which is right across the street from mine. And I heard some music, and I'm like, I'm gonna go check this. I'm gonna go check this stuff out. Went up to it, me and him clicked like that. He's like, dude, I want to do some tracks with you. And we both had some problems at the time, and we were both on bad drugs at the time. And we came out with "I Want to Be Free" and "Riding Chevys" and some other song I don't remember. But Matt, before Matt had passed, yeah, I'm not gonna say what happened, but before Matt had passed, he he was the type of person that you would want to be around. You know, he had the stories, he had the time, he had the motivation to do everything. And then when he got back on drugs real bad, he lost it. It was like you're staring in the empty soul of a man.
Okay.
And um, when I had found out that Matt had passed, it had took everything in me from not relapsing again. Because that was like my best friend. I was always that we were like this, man. We were inseparable. We were like we were like butter on toast, like that. We were always together. We were stuck together like crazy, man. And he he helped me write some music. I helped him write some music. We cut, if I remember correctly, we cut about 7 tracks that nobody has heard yet. That nobody will probably ever hear because of how close they are. But yeah. And if I can say one thing, I think that song that I have called "Hit Rewind." If I could hit rewind and go back in time, I would go back to the day that I was hanging out with that man.
Okay.
Honestly,
So man, you're dealing with it from them giving you that diploma. You don't went through heartbreak. You don't lost a close friend, but you discover a passion in music.
yes.
You mentioned your buddy Wesley. Does he sing, rap? What's his contributions to your career?
So before, all right. So Wesley was making music when I met him. Before I
Mhm.
had even started, and Wesley, I was a fan of Wesley, and
Was he a
I
rapper or singer?
kind of both.
Okay.
He's an R&B singer. So I was up here at the Circle K, about 20 miles from my house, and I had saw him. I'm like, that can't be Wesley. That can't be Wesley. And I looked up at him, and he smiled at me. And I walked up to him. I was like, "You Wesley?" He's like, "Yeah, what's up, man?" And I told him I was a fan with him and everything like that. And we sat back in the car. We were talking. I got to talk to Adam Calhoun, uh, because he used to play the drums. He was a drummer.
Okay.
He would drum for Demon, Adam, Church, Taylor Ray Holbrook, Brantley Gilbert, stuff, people, all them types of people. And met him, and I knew him because he had some of the music out. He had songs like "Miss You," um, "Shotgun Queen," "Love Letters," stuff like that. Like he was like the country R&B singer. He was like the white version of Second Chance.
Okay. Okay. What's his name? Wesley what?
Wesley Green.
Okay. And does he still do music?
hmm If you look him up, so all right, let me a little piggyback real quick. So one night, I'm sitting up in my bed in my upstairs, and I get a call from us. He's like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm laying down in bed." He's like, "Dude, you need to come to my house. I have a gun to my throat." I'm like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "You just need to come to the house." I'm like, "All right." I drop everything, I pack a bag. I drive 2 hours to this man's house, and I stay with him. I'm like, "Dude, what's wrong?" You know, and he was going through girl troubles. And I'm like, "Dude, you remember the same stuff that me and you that I went through? You're going through the same stuff." And he's like, what did you tell me? It's best to go through it not alone. So I stayed with him, ended up moving in with him, getting our own apartment, moving in with him, working on music every day, like every day. Well, me and Wesley got into our little scrambles and everything every once in a while. We, get drunk, fist fight, and stuff like that. And it got so bad one night that I ended up moving out and leaving. Well, get a house up 5 miles away from his, get into it again with a bunch of other people. And I was like, "Hey, I know you don't like me right now, but I need you." And it's sure as hell he was there. He was there. He's always been there. And but piggyback to quote that off, Wesley had started writing music. He was upstairs. He was in my kitchen, and he was like, "Dude, I got this song I want to show you. It's called Night Moves." And I was like, "All right, play it." He played it. I'm like, "Dude, that's gonna be the song that sets you off. That's gonna be the song that sets you off." And it set him off. He released that. He posted a snippet of that song, and in the first hour, it had 209,000 plays on TikTok.
Wow.
And he had posted some more and some other songs. He just broke 1 million streams on his song Last Shot. So
Salute to
he's doing pretty good in his time. I just talked to him yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Wesley Green, aka Black Hawk.
Black Hawk on the beat, squad, baby.
All right. So let's get back to Shayden.
Yes, sir.
Who are some of the people that inspire you, other than the people that's been in your life and help mold and shape you? Who are some of the artists that inspire you to be Shayden Adams?
You want a top three or
Give me your Mount Rushmore, and it can be
top
any. It can be any type of artist. Just your four go-to artists.
up Church? Most definitely.
Okay.
Church. He's a new cat that came out. Austin Snell. Bailey Zimmerman. Um, Let me take Bailey out. I'm gonna put Wesley because Wesley's always got me going. So it's Church, Austin, and Wesley. Number 4 is kind of hard. If I had to have another 4, like a number 4, I'd probably say, I don't really know. Probably Brantley Gilbert, old BG Nation. Brantley
Okay.
Gilbert. I like that
Okay.
old type of outlaw type stuff.
Okay. Um, what type of artist do you want to be remembered as?
I want to be remembered as that artist that, if you're going through something like an addiction problem, or a breakup problem, or you just want to have a good time, I want to be that type of artist, that motivation, upbeat, uplifting artist. That's what I want to be known as. I want to be known as that upbeat legend artist.
Okay. Now, being that you've had opportunity to work with guys who do rap, do you incorporate any rap in your music? And which do you prefer, singing or rapping? If you have incorporated rap from yourself, not from other people.
I have incorporated rap. Do I want to continue it? No, because I can't rap for anything. I can't write it either. It's hard. It's hard for me to write rap music. Um, singing on the other hand, I would stick with my singing stuff because it's easy for me to write. It's easy for me to portray. Um, it's easier. It's easier for me to sing and write it than rap and write it.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
easier.
Now a lot of people would differ. A lot of people would feel like rapping is easier and writing songs is harder. When you
It
when
depends on
you
how.
okay, when you write your music, how much is your music is fact and how much is your music is fiction?
Uh, I'd say about 70% of it is fact,
Okay.
and the rest of it is fiction. Mainly because you always got to have the story time. You always got to have the story, truth telling country music.
Right.
But you also got to include a little bit of the what is it? The self told type stuff. You always
Okay.
got to include the storytelling and then the other not so truthful type stuff sometimes, just to get it to sell a little bit.
All right. You've mentioned two tragedies in your life: the loss of a friend, and the loss of love. At this point in your career, have you had an opportunity to actually put those emotions in the songs you've written?
Somewhat, yeah, somewhat. I try to. Um, I try to every time that I go to write a song. I try to. Um, that's why I want to be a versatile writer and a versatile artist. So if you go through my whole discography and my catalog, and you go through those three songs, "Come Back Home," "Hit Rewind," and "Drink the Pain Away," you can basically use that to your own advantage. Basically, what I mean by that is you're every anybody can use drinking as an ultimatum. Anybody can use drinking as an ultimatum, whether it be for a loss of a loved one, a loss of a partner, spouse, anything like that, addiction, anything. Anybody can use that. Hit rewind. You want to go back in time and hit that rewind button to go back to that certain time in your life. Come back home. You want somebody or something to come back home. Like, it's always going to be versatile no matter what it is. You can always make the assumption of what you think the song's about. I get asked all the time, "Hey, what's this song about? Hey, who's this song about? Hey, what did you write about in this?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just wrote. I didn't write about somebody. I wrote about something." And nobody understands that.
Okay. Um, so in January you released the EP "Songs from My Phone."
Mm-hmm.
First of all, why did you choose that title? It's a very unique title, but why did you choose that title?
Songs from my phone that's where they were. That's where the files were stored. Songs from my phone.
Simple, no mistake about it.
uh-uh. No mistake about it, man.
So what was this for a person who's really been doing this professionally for 4 years?
Mm-hmm.
How good did it feel to give the world the offer this EP, these three songs? Like, how did that feel to be able to say, "Hey, world, here you go"? And how did the world receive it up until this point?
It felt great, to be honest with you. I'm glad you asked that. It it felt good to know that I'm not the only one that struggles with um, these problems and these miscommunications and everything like that. Um, it felt good to be put out. The feedback on how it was taken and perceived. At first, it wasn't great. At first, it wasn't great. I got a lot of hate for it. I
Really?
got a lot of hate for it. Yeah,
Really? Why? Why?
I've been doing this. Like I said, I've been doing this for 4 years. I never took it seriously until this year.
Okay.
And because believe it or not, piggybacking back to Wesley, Wesley told me to write what I felt, and I thought I got to give a lot of props to Wesley about that. Those songs were written based on what Wesley told me. Just write what you feel, and I did. What I said in those songs and the way that I portrayed my emotion in those songs, a lot of people didn't relate. A lot of people didn't relate. They could, for some reason, they couldn't relate to a breakup song, a drinking song, or an addiction song. They couldn't relate to it for some reason. I don't know.
That makes no sense because I think a large majority of the world has went through breakup, had some form of addiction. Um, I don't understand why people can't relate.
They couldn't relate because at that said point in time, there was nothing bad going on in any of my listeners' life.
Okay.
But fast forward to when you played "Drink the Pain Away" that night on Country Rap Radio, I had got a lot of DMs that night from Zach Spade. Shout out to my boy Zach Spade. I love that dude. But from Zach Spade, Katie, Stone, everybody like that, they're like, "Dude, you have a voice, and I understand. I like the message that you're portraying in your songs and everything." And then after that, I was getting countless DMs of people saying, "Thank you. Your song saved me." Everything like that. I'm like, "What do you mean? Like, how did it save you?" He said, your song "Drink the Pain Away" taught me that I can do other things besides drinking to miss a loved one, to battle a demon. Your song
Yeah.
"Come Back Home" taught me that even though you miss someone so much and you want to come back home, they won't because they're probably in a better place. You know what I'm saying? And they never mentioned anything about Hit Rewind. Hit Rewind was a hit. I can tell you exactly what Hit Rewind was. Hit Rewind was about hitting that rewind button to go back to better times. That's what it was. So if you go and you listen to my lyrics on Hit Rewind, you're always dealing with problems in your life. Your eyes are swollen shut and you want to cry. So you find the time to make it right just so you can go back in time and hit rewind. Hit that rewind button to go back to that better time. That's really, that song was never received and it's still my lowest played song to this day. Because nobody really listens to it. But Drink the Pain Away and Come Back Home, that song was taken really well after the new people had heard it.
Okay.
And that's why I'm thankful for Country Rap Report, and especially you, Vic, because
Oh,
y'all put people on my music that I never thought that I would have on my catalog and my listeners, and get the feedback that I'm getting and the positivity and everything like that. It's all thanks to Country Rap Report. That one play, man. That one play.
I appreciate that. But you're a very talented artist, so it's easy. It's easy when I know so many talented people. It's easy. Um, at this moment in your life, have you had the opportunity to display your talents in front of people on stage?
No, but that opportunity is coming up here in 2 months.
All right, where are you going to be performing at?
Country Rap Fest, 420 Fest in Franklin, North Carolina, with Big Mendo, Yucky Banks, and 6 other artists.
Okay. Okay, that's okay. So you're gonna be on that on that bill with Yucky Banks, and okay, I know all about that show. Quiet is kept. Quiet is kept. I'm working on something for you too, and I haven't told you because are you familiar with a town called Barnesville?
I am.
I'm working on, and I never told you this because I want it to happen. But since we're talking, I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna tell the people. I'm trying to get you. They have a fair in Barnesville, and I'm trying to get you a spot to perform at the fair when
Hell
it comes
yeah.
to Barnesville.
Thank you.
So hopefully that works out. But that's something I've been talking to the guy. They didn't have last year was the first year there, so um, I spoke with him about possibly doing some entertainment, and I spoke with him about some of the people that won't have to travel so far. So
Yeah.
hopefully I'll get approval, and then I'll give you a call, and we'll make that happen. But I believe in your
Sir.
talent. I believe
Yes,
in your
sir.
talent. At this point in your career, and rest in peace to your father. How did your family receive you wanting to pursue music, and how does your family receive it now that it's actually in their face?
Well, before my dad had got real sick, I'm really glad you asked that. That's a touching question. Uh, Before my dad had passed away, um, I didn't want none of my family knowing. I didn't. I was scared of what they thought. I was
Okay.
I was really scared of what they thought. And I was in my room and I was messing around with music. I was editing and I hear my song being played downstairs. I'm like, where is that coming from? And it's my mom playing it on her phone. I'm like, how did you find that? And she told me that somebody had sent it to her. So I'm like, okay, that's cool, whatever. Well, in the middle of it, I look up and my dad has been brought to tears. I'm like, Dad, why are you crying? And he's like, is that you singing? I was like, yes, sir. He's like, you have a beautiful voice, son. Like, you have a beautiful voice. You need to keep doing it. Like, you need to keep doing it. That was the first time that I have seen my dad cry over something good about me. Because I was always the troublemaker in the family.
Okay.
I was always that black sheep in the family. And my dad found that he heard that for the first time. He's like, you need to keep doing this. And then I had booked my first ever show, and it didn't happen, but I had booked a show with the VFW for the veterans home, and I was gonna play for the veterans, and all the money that I made from that show I was gonna donate back to the veterans home. Well, I went down there And my dad had been brought to tears again when I started to leave. He's like, "You're gonna do good. I'm proud of you. I love you. Make us proud." And I was like, "All right, get down there." They done forgot that I was performing, so they canceled my whole show.
What?
Yes, the VFW forgot that I was performing, and I done went and spent $400 on performing equipment, mics, cables, speakers, everything like that.
How they
And
forget?
they never posted it or anything. They didn't spread the word. They didn't do anything about it. So I'm like, well, that was just a waste of time and money. But yeah, that never happened. But my family takes it really well. My mom, she was asking me today, said, "Are you still having that interview today?" I was like, "Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am." And my mom is very supportive, and so is my Mimi. She's very supportive of what I do, of what I
Okay.
want to do.
Okay. In closing, because I see your fan base growing, I can't wait to see you on the stage. What's next for Shayden Adams?
Uh, I've got stuff. I can't say too much, but I will say this: me and Mendo's got some stuff coming
Okay.
that nobody's ever heard out of Mendo or out of Shayden. Me and Stone Miller have some stuff coming. Me and Yucky Banks have some stuff coming. Um, Shows. I just dropped a new merch line. Um, I just launched a new website, but most of the stuff that I am proud to announce is the shows and the collaborations. So just be on the lookout for that. That's gonna be 3 surprise tracks that nobody has heard any of my work out of. Um, but yeah, that's what's gonna be it. That's the thing. I can't wait for anybody. I can't wait for y'all to hear it.
So you said new merch line and new website. I can't let you leave without talking about the merch line and talking about the website. Like these people, because people watching the show, they're gonna want to know. They're gonna want to hit up the website to get them some merch.
So if you go to, uh, I can't remember. If you type in my name on Google, type in Shayden Adams, then type in merch. The website that I have my merch through is called Bonfire,
Okay.
and it's with a record label called BBR. So it's
Okay.
Shayden Adams / BBR merch. I've got hoodies, I've got notebooks, I've got pins, I've got gift cards, stuff like that. Um, yeah, and the website, if you type in ShaydenAdamsMusic.com, it's a website to promote the shows, the music, everything like that. Just ShaydenAdams.com.
Is it Shayden Adams or Shayden Adams Music?
ShaydenAdamsMusic.com.
Okay. And the merch is there too, right?
I have to add it to it, but the merch has its own specific website.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, that's why I said if you type in if you go to Google and you type in Shayden Adams merch, my hoodies and my sweatshirts will pop up.
All right. And saying when can we expect? Because a couple weeks ago you told me you was going to North Carolina to shoot a video. Did you shoot the video?
I haven't, not yet. No, I've had a lot of stuff come up, unexpected stuff. I got sick real
Okay.
bad, and it just kind of got blown under the water and everything. But I will be with Mendo this next weekend or this weekend coming up to shoot pictures for my new logo and possibly to shoot a music video for Drink the Pain Away.
Okay. All right. Well, Shayden, it's been an honor and a pleasure again. Thank you for coming through.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything you want the people to know that we haven't covered? Is there anything you can think of that you want the people to know that we haven't covered? Salute to my guy, Shayden Adams. Y'all make sure y'all hit up ShaydenAdamsMusic.com. Make sure y'all follow him on all social media at Shayden Adams. Also, make sure y'all pick up some Shayden's merch and make sure y'all check the website out. That way y'all will know when He's going to be live when he's dropping new music. Just make sure y'all get to know Shayden. Really, really amazing guy. Amazing guy. Amazing music. All right. It's your boy Vic XL. This is the Country Rap Report. Remember, time is the one thing you can't get back. And if you chose to spend one moment of your time checking out myself, checking out Shayden, I promise you, nothing but love for you guys. All right, to the next episode. It's your boy Vic XL. Salute to my guy Chief. Peace.
I've been playing in the creek. Muddy water, baptized, blessed, and I'm bringing that heat. Just let me speak. Yeah, we be putting in work and we about to eat. Ready to feast. Know that they tell you 100 that money don't sleep. It's waiting on me. It's waiting on me. I've been playing in the creek.